Hey, good morning, everybody. Yesterday, 8:25 a.m., we brought in CPI. This morning at 8:30 a.m., we will bring in PPI. We'll let you know if estimates came in or the actual came in below or above, whether it's cool, whether it's hot, what the Fed's reaction should be. But first, somebody made a comment to me on Weibo. Now, it's damn laughable. This is the best. Someone called me out and said, "You know what? You have a YouTube channel and you just showed me you're trading a $900 Robinhood account." And I was like, fuck yeah, I keep it real. I'm doing a challenge to show everybody that their mothers, their brothers, anybody can trade a small account. Let's look at me. On Monday, I was planning on starting this account with $500. Guess what? Took my wife to the ER. No trading on Monday. Tuesday, entered 2 trades, both profitable. Wednesday, same thing. And I'll show you how I enter these trades. But yes, I keep it real. That's why I'm trading a $900 account right now. Now, I started the account on Monday with $500. Remember, the goal by the end of this week was 50% gain up to $750. Well, great. And then we do that 5 weeks straight, 50% gain from where we ended the previous week. And after 5 weeks, $500 becomes $3,600, which is like what, a 5x, 6x return? Okay. So let's just get to it. Goal was 750. Next week, the goal will be 11 and a quarter. In order to participate, number one, you've got to watch me on YouTube. Number two, it helps be a member of Discord. Number three, most important for whatever you're trading, you must show patience. Patience means I'm eager to trade at 9:30 when the market opens. This is what I do. I day trade, so I must be trading. No, I wait and wait and wait for the right entry point. Number three, cash account. You've got to have a cash account so that you can enter and exit out of your positions. Now, let me show you. Share screen. Let's bring it up right now. Boom, boom. All right, let's see if I added it correctly. We've got 3 minutes before PPI, so I'm just going to go through this. This is how I alert my trades, or at least whatever I'm thinking. Let's go back to, here was it. I was in some BABA calls, right? I sold them 224. The IV was pumping before earnings, right? Got my account up to that $750 mark that I was shooting for, right? So the last one at $238. Thought they were going to beat earnings. Now what happened? Oh shit, BABA beat earnings. This BABA call went all the way up to $4.85. $485. I sold for $238. It went up to $485. Shit, I left like $250 per contract on the table times 3 contracts. So again, my trading was stress-free. But if I'd held my contract even for this 363 number, I would have over $1,000. I'd be close to $1,100. That doesn't upset me. Now this one, yesterday morning, added SPY puts my watch list because I was looking to get into these at $2.40, but they jumped up to $2.85. And I was like, okay, well, I'm not going to chase. I'm going to wait for $2.40. $2.40 never hit. BABA went up in the meantime. All of a sudden, that $2.40 entry was now $3.21. And I was like, I'm not going to chase $3.21. Yeah, I think SPY puts can go up, but I was supposed to be in at $2.40. And if I'm in at $2.40 and it goes to $3.20, I just made 33%. Well, let's just understand that that option went to $7.33. So from $240, it went all the way to $700. Again, I didn't trade it, but I put it there. So let's give that one a thumbs up. If you like what I do every day, please thumbs up. It helps with the algorithms on YouTube. All right, so what else? At 11:10 yesterday, I said, right now I'm looking at the same options on my watch list, but I can't find proper entry, so I'm just going to chill for a while. At 11:20 a.m., I came on and I said, I'm playing PayPal options. It was my cost. I was putting it at $1.33. It was currently about 7 or 8 cents higher. I said I'm placing an order at $1.33, $1.30, and $1.27. So I bought options as the stock price was dropping, as the option price was dropping. $1.26 was the low. My last purchase was $1.27. So I knew I had pretty good entry. All right. I showed everybody I'm in 5 contracts. My average cost is $1.30. So we bought some at $1.33, one at $1.30, and 2 at $1.27. So again, and I was down at this time. Look, $1.28 was the price when I posted this. Okay. The current low is $1.26. I gave everybody a good entry. Again, nothing's a sure thing that it goes back up, but I showed everybody why the PayPal was so good. I got a hood. what is this? Was it selling it? Did I sell these? PayPal. I showed everybody which options I was in. I was in one hood, bunch of PayPal. Account was up. Remember, goal was 750. Hit the goal. My next goal is 11 and a quarter. Okay, so I mentioned I was disappointed with hood, but I was still pretty confident with PayPal because even when PayPal was going down, I was still 4% positive. All right. Then my positions all turned red. So I was down on the day, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. Whenever I made this posting, the point is, did I scare sell? Did I say, oh shit, I'm finally red? No, my entry point was so good. So what did I say right here? All positions turn red, currently down 2% of the day. I do expect to finish the day green.
Welcome
now, why
back
was
to
it finishing
Stock
the day
Rick
green?
Santelli here live at
All right, we'll get back to
CME
that.
HQ with some important breaking news on this Friday. Producer price index for the month of July. Headline number expected up 0.2 is up a little hotter, up 0.3. That's the hottest since May. Oh, excuse me. That's the hottest going all the way back to November when it was up 0.4%, up 0.4.
Market
So
should
we
not
want to
like
pay
that.
particularly close attention to what the markets are doing. Rates just turned around. Strip out food and energy, also 1/10 hotter than expected, up 0.3. Strip out food, energy, and trade, exactly as expected, up 0.2. Before we go on, or revisions starting to come in. Last month's headline at 1/10 is now 0, so that really makes up 0.3 look a little more exaggerated. Okay, let's go to the year-over-year numbers now. Year-over-year final demand up 0.8, 1/10 hotter than expected. Hotter than the 0.2 revision in the rearview mirror that started out as 1/10, and 0.8 on year over year. It's the hottest since May when it was up 0.9. And if we look at year over year, X food and energy up 2.4%, 1/10 hotter than expected. Pretty much equal to the rearview mirror, which was also 2.4, which, by the way, happened to be the lowest level since January of 21 when it was 1.9. And finally, year over year, X food, X energy, and X trade up 2.7, 0.2 hotter than expected, equal to the rearview mirror. However, last month it was released at 2.6, now becomes 2.7. So we see that all of these metrics are a bit hotter, but the progress also has been a lot more substantial in many ways on PPI than CPI. Just consider that the 2 year-over-year numbers have 2 handles, unlike what we observed yesterday in the consumer price index. We see that yields have jumped. We were at 480. We're now at 484 in a 2-year. We were at 408 in a 10-year. I'm now at 412. Pre-opening Dow futures, of course, have dropped a bit, and they're down about 38, 39, 40 points.
Okay, so let's get past this. I showed everybody my trading account. I showed everybody how we trade on Discord, how I alert. But let's talk about the numbers today. So CPI came in a little light yesterday, okay? The market reacted positively and then dumped. Let's remember, the day before, as we closed Wednesday, we had a huge end-of-day dump. So now you have to think, okay, psychologically, futures ripped yesterday. We dumped the day before. They dumped. CPI came in cool. We should go up. We didn't really go up all that much. In fact, futures ripped higher. And what did I mention yesterday morning? That I expect the market to fade all day. And at some point during the day, we're going to get flat yesterday, and we're going to bounce off that. That's exactly what we saw. So, Matt, what are you expecting today? Okay, well, PPI came in hotter. CPI, do these numbers really matter? I mean, that's a great question. Hot, cold, does it really matter? Yes, it matters. Will it matter today? No, you have to kind of zoom out. These numbers are adjusting, the interest rates going up, the US dollars going up. As those go up, it puts pressure on our markets to go down. Why? Because you have to understand all the amount of money that's borrowed, levered, marginalized in our markets. So as it gets more expensive to borrow money, okay, that means people will pull money out of the markets, leave liquidity, okay, exit liquidity from the markets. As that happens, bearish pressure. Now, there is a ton of money on the sidelines, but what am I expecting to happen off those numbers? I'm definitely expecting at best. So yesterday, at worst, we were popping futures wise, right? Popping futures wise. And at worst, I said we were going to go down and touch the flat line before we went north end of the day. So today, I'm thinking kind of the opposite. Wherever we go and touch down to, if the market starts to recover, it's not going past 446. 446 is where we closed yesterday. So if we turn slightly green, I don't think it's going to stay. I think we're going to lose that. All right, back to what I was sharing prior to that. Let me just see if I can pull that up. Boom. Add to stream. Oh, there we go. Okay. So remember, $500 account. Let me just get over to Discord so I can follow with everybody. I went past this one. All right, $500. Right. I was in these PayPal contracts that I shared with everybody. Here was my positions yesterday. I got into a hood call way too early. It went down to 75 before popping back up to 85. At 85, I exited. I took a $2 loss because I didn't like the position. I changed my mind. Okay, so here's the account. Remember, from 750, okay, 738. And then where do we close? 800, 896, 926. Okay, so 926. Understanding my goal by the end of next week, 50% from 750 would be 11 and a quarter. Well, shit, I'm one trade, $200 away from next week's goal. So remember, 50% a week. It's not ridiculous. You don't have to trade every day. And I already mentioned to everybody, if you have day jobs, if you can't look at the market, that's cool. You come up with a theory. Now, let's remember my theory for this week. First trade this week, Alibaba. I predicted Alibaba was going to beat by about 10% come earnings. However, I was worried about CPI, so I wanted to get out before Alibaba actually reported. I wanted to play it safe. I wanted to take profit as Alibaba was rising into earnings, which I did. So I didn't trade Monday. Alibaba opened up Tuesday down 3%. I spoke about Alibaba Tuesday morning. That was the trade on Tuesday. Took profit. Then I mentioned PayPal. PayPal had what? I showed you guys the flow and algorithms. They were all pretty bullish, okay? We're not talking about earnings. PayPal had earnings. They sold off after earnings. It kind of consolidated a little, but all of the indicators were pointing to PayPal bullish. Now, why did that change for me yesterday? Because Jim Cramer hopped on the bandwagon and was like, I love PayPal. So I'm actually glad that I sold my options yesterday. Usually I complain. I'm like, oh, damn, I could have got $500 for those $200 contracts. My account would be up so much more. But I don't want to risk it. I don't want to be in anything that Jim Cramer is talking about. Okay, so the market's showing a little bounce here. We're at 445 pre-market. Again, the volume, and it was pre-market, was pretty substantial. So again, nothing for me to do. When the day starts, what do I do? First 30 minutes of the day, right? Nothing at all. I'm watching the market. In fact, I don't even have to watch the market. I'll come over to Discord, okay? I will use the institutional feeds that we provide, okay? Algos and analytics, flows and algorithms, right? So I'll go down here and I'll look at the net flow of the market. This will tell me whether these include all of the option contracts. So I'll use 3 days because I go back 3 days. The market obviously isn't open yet, but this is something that I'll do to start each morning around 10:30 a.m. So let me just get back over there. All right, and what did I do? So here we go. Market, last 3 days. So we got 1 day, 2 day, 3 days. Remember, yesterday morning we spiked on open. Okay, what happened as we spiked on open? Puts, they stayed pretty high. Calls for the market kind of flatlined. In fact, there was no movement really the whole day, except for puts went a little higher and calls kind of stayed kind of flat as the market dropped. So that doesn't really tell me that much. What else do I like to do? I like to look at algo divergences. Okay, divergence is where the algorithm says the price should be up here and the price is actually down here. So you actually have a couple. These are 5-day divergences. This is divergence off yesterday. So what would it tell you? It would tell you the algo for the SPY is telling you it should be up here and the SPY is really down here. All right, CRM, the reverse. It's a bearish divergence, meaning the algorithm is expecting CRM, Salesforce, to be down here and the price of CRM is up here. So again, you could have divergences. I looked at the 1 day. This is the 5-day, which tells you, okay, it takes a little more time, but here's what's expected. So this is interesting because a lot of people are holding puts in NVIDIA, and NVIDIA has some bearish play. However, the SOX, the semiconductor ETF, is showing bullish divergence. Okay, McDonald's has been down like 7, 8, 9, 10 days in a row. It's showing some bullish divergence. Okay, bearish divergence. AAOI, right? It's an equity corporation, NASDAQ listed, low volume, spiked up. It's showing some bearish divergence at 1467. If you look at that one, it's got one of those spikes. All right. Interesting. Netflix is showing bullish divergence at 428. I mentioned that the other day at 430. They looked to buy it. They were buying it at 440. They didn't want to touch it at 430. All right, so these are just things I look at to start the day. I'll also look at the dark pool levels for the Qs and for the SPY. Helps me make my prediction. So we see the SPY close at 446. So we see, okay, 446.92 is the next level up. 445.50. We're under that this morning. So Matt, there's no under level under here. Well, what do? I use math. I say the difference between here and here, this point and that point, and they're all these constant levels, is $1.50. So I know that the next level down is 444. So as we sit pre-market at 444.72, I know I'm looking at 444. If I look $1.50 under that, which I think we're going to touch today, so you guys want my prediction. All right, here's my SPY prediction. Bull day, bear day, bull day, bear day, downward pressure on the market. And at some point today, we are going to touch 442.50. All right, so we closed at 446. We're right at 445 right now. Again, so I'm telling you, at some point during today, we're going to touch 2.5 points under that. Does that mean we bounce off the 442.50? Well, I know that's going to be a dark pool level, just like 444, 445.50. In fact, if we get bought up, I expect the market to reject before we get to that 446 where we closed at. I expect it to reject 445.60. All right, so it's Friday. How are we going to make money today? It's Lottery Friday, right? You buy an option, it expires today, right? Lottery Friday, you play the move. No, not me. I am a safer investor than I used to be. So I won't play any 0 days till expiration. If I go into SPY calls or puts today, right? I would go into SPY calls when I see the bottom and I see some support. I can get into SPY puts today if I see a spike and we reject it and show like a double or triple top. But what am I doing? I'm not going out using 0 days till expiration using the GEX levels, right? I'm going out till Monday. I'm going out till Tuesday. If I think the market's going to fall and it's going up as I'm buying my options, right? Because we buy puts while the market's going higher. We're buying calls when it's dipping. Remember my great entry into PayPal yesterday? Well, this shit was dipping. It actually went 20 cents lower after I bought my contracts, but I was happy with my entry because I knew that I would find support. All right. All right. So let's talk about some stocks today. Let's talk about the market. What do I have on my list? Roblox got thrown up on. It doesn't have enough algo or flow for me to invest in that. Somebody told me they liked Roblox. I was like, wait. Sometimes we see something dumped after earnings. Yes, and Roblox dumped 20, 21%. It dumped hard. It dumped probably too hard. So my fair value is probably 10% higher. But again, I don't control the market. So could Roblox dump a little more? Sure. It could go back to like 29, 29.50, something like that, which would be another 3-4% before it turns around. Shopify, it's off 1%. UVXY. Now, here's an interesting trade. When the markets are done throwing up on themselves, the UVXY is an ETF that is meant to go down over time. Here's the 1-year chart, okay? Here's the 5-year chart. Even when you have the spike in the pandemic, it goes down. It dissipates to nothing. It resets itself. So when you're looking, here's the 3-month chart, okay? UVXY, it's a volatility, future volatility index. So here's the thing. When it's done spiking, all right, it loves to go down, and it loves to go down hard. So if we get a couple, let's say today is red, even bloody, and this thing spikes to $21, I would wait. I wouldn't be buying, Friday right before close. I would wait to see how it plays out Monday. But the UVXY always goes down, and 3 months from now, the UVXY will be somewhere in the $12 range, $10 range, and you'll be like, holy shit, it dropped 40% in 3 months. All right. What kind of questions we have? I've seen the transfer to health stocks. Any thought on United Healthcare or Eli Lilly? Again, I don't follow the healthcare industry, so it would be silly for me to give you my input. The only stock I was following was Moderna. So let me just take a look at Moderna and see where that is. 108 is 100. Wow. So yeah, I couldn't even tell you to buy Moderna because Moderna used to flicker all the way up to 129. It used to bounce hard to 129, drop down to wherever it was, bounce, find support at 129 again. The fact that it's at 100, it had earnings. After earnings, it popped to 114 and then dropped the same day to 108. So yeah, I mean, it's going to turn around at some point. It's a $38 billion company. In fact, it was valued at like $1 trillion, wasn't it, during the pandemic? Even more than that. Okay, so we'll stay away from that. So what other stocks was I talking about? Let's just see. Okay, So my original intention to play today, giving you my idea of what I was going to do, I was going to do the same exact thing as yesterday. I was going to wait for a PayPal to dip at some point this morning. Usually the dips are the worst between 11:50 and 10:50, 10:50 and 11:50. Yesterday's purchase I bought at 10:30. Remember, I was red at around 1 in the afternoon. I was red by 2%. So what could I have done? I could have taken off the whole morning yesterday, and at 1 p.m. I could have traded. At 1:30 I could have traded. Now, what do I like to do? And I showed you on Discord, again, when I like something, I add it onto my watch list. I wait for it to come back to me, and then I invest when it's down 20%. Okay, if you want to join, it's right there, SOC platform, platform.com. So again, PayPal, Jim Cramer put the curse on it. I'm glad I sold those yesterday. As I said to start out, he spoke about PayPal. If I was holding my PayPal calls into today, I'd be like freaking Jim Cramer. And again, somebody asked me why I'm trading a small account. Let's get something straight. I can trade a much larger account. I'm here to help you. I'm here to show you stress-free trading. Now, stress-free trading doesn't mean dude's trading a $900 account. He's got millions. Of course it's stress-free. No, it's stress-free because we're planning. So my 2 plays this week, again, I had complete strategy. Alibaba at the beginning of the week because I expected them to beat earnings and rise into their Thursday earnings, which they did. And then again, PayPal because the flow and algorithms were extremely positive. Now, if you guys want to look at anything, SPY was rebounding. Now it dropped a little more. Now we're back at 440, 468. So let's talk about what I'm expecting from the SPY today and how you could potentially make money. Going back a number of Fridays and going back on Mondays, we generally trade under a 3-point range, 2.86. On Tuesday, it was like 2.96. So 3-point range Monday and Tuesdays. Wednesdays open up a little. Yesterday, if you looked at the SPY, top was 451 and change, bottom 444, a 7-point range. Do not expect that today. Volume was extremely strong yesterday. Do not expect that today. All right, we had the CPI with PPI, downward pressure, rates going up. Expect probably a 3 to 3.5 point range today and expect a pop or drop right at the end of the day. Why? Because Robinhood, moomoo, Webull, they all make you sell your options by 3:30 p.m. and the market knows that. Institutions know that. So they usually either pop the market from 3:30 on or drop it. All right. Me, how do I like to use and play that information? Great. I'll sit on the sidelines all day until 3 o'clock. I'll come up with a good strategy that I think Monday we're going to gap up or Monday we're going to gap down on pressure. And what I'll do, I'll get into some calls or puts end of day. I don't have to worry about any fluctuation. If I'm right and we're spiking and then we drop end of day, I start out my position up 30% going into the weekend. It's a great call. If we drop all day, and I think it's going to reverse the end of the day, 340. All right, I'm getting into some calls for the weekend to hold over the weekend. Boom, we get a spike, 40% going into the weekend. I won't sell them. All right, thought on index options versus ETF options. I'm liking SPX trading that now. Weball. Yeah, so I mean, everybody has their own preferences. I know Romeo and other members on our Discord platform, they talk about it. Once you learn the SPX versus the SPY, it's a lot easier to trade. I've seen some crazy killer returns where he's talking about 200, 300%, and the SPY would have yielded you maybe 60 or 70% for that same position. All right, so again, index options versus ETF options. The index options seems to do a little better if you're fully versed, if you understand how to trade that. Okay, so again, gave you my prediction today. SPY, US dollar going up. I mean, here's the US dollar. Again, as we approach, it used to be as we approach 102, the market would go down. Now we're approaching 103. If you see the US dollar close to 103 today, extreme bearish pressure on the market. If you see the US dollar all of a sudden drop closer to 102 down to the bottom, that should be bullish for the market. Also, rates will be dropping. Okay, again, my prediction, I gave you the prediction as the SPY was going up a little this morning. It was close to 445. I said we're going to see 442.50. Let me reevaluate that. The fact that we're dropping a little, I'm just going to stick with it. I mean, I don't want to get you guys crazy, but there's a chance we see, let's see, another 2 points from here. Yeah, 442.30 if we're going to find support. So I've been watching the SPY, and I know we have the dark pool levels, but I've been watching every 2 points. 450, I predicted we reject. 448 usually acts as support or rejection. 446. So is it a shock we finished right at 446 yesterday? No. So the next level down when we drop is going to be 444. You're going to see either support or rejection. Once we drop past that level, you're going to see 442.50, and you might even see 442. And if we get to 442 and someone says, Matt, what do you think is going to happen? We're at 442 right now. Are we going to 440 or back to 444? Well, the likelihood is we're going to 440. Doesn't mean we can't go to 444 first and then drop the end of the day. So there's nothing given today. You need to use the flows and algorithms. You need to follow. If you're in a stock, and I was asking you guys to help me pick a stock today. Let's just randomly select a stock on my list right here. Let's go with United Airlines. That's a stupid stock. AMD, Microsoft, Affirm, Rivian. All right, Rivian's already sold off. All right, let's look at Tesla. I'm trying to find some stocks that you guys might have an interest in trading today. I've been trading the same ones. All right, let's look at energy. Why not look at energy, right? Here's our chart on energy, right? It has 3, 5 out of the last 8 days have been outflow, yet energy is still going up, all right? If China is struggling, okay, and the world is struggling, even here we're struggling a little. Why is energy still on the rise? We had natural gas spike yesterday over in the UK. Here it went up another 7 or 8%. So what will I do if I want to look at the energy ETF? Great question. Gonna head over to Discord, Flow and Algorithms room. First thing I want to do is I want to look at the net flow for the XLE, which is the energy sector. Let's look at the 3-day. Again, we're going to see the same type of net flow. So what do I really want to see? Well, right here, when puts drop down, which is probably 2 days ago, again, I expect energy to ride high. Again, puts are dropping down, calls are going up, energy staying high. Holy shit, right here. All of a sudden, puts got a little active. Now, I'm looking for puts to cross over the net zero line. I'm also looking for calls to drop. If I see these reverse and cross and puts become here and calls become here, you guys can see this with me. What would I assume is going to happen? I would assume energy will drop, boom, to $86. So the fact that we're at XLE has got to be $88.54. I'm telling you, we can get a 3% drop. All right, let's see how much energy moves in one day. Yesterday, it moved $1.70. $1.70 from top to bottom. Let's just say the top's going to be $88.70. That means the bottom could be 87 today. 87 right at this level. So again, I might actually move this up and look at some XLE puts today, assuming I get a spike on the XLE in the first 30 or 40 minutes. That could be a day trade. XLE spikes up close to $89. I see bearish pressure on the market. I know the XLE can go to 87. I buy out till next Friday. No reason to rush it, right? I wait, and when I get that drop today of a point and a half at some point during the day, I'm not going to hold over the weekend. I'm going to get in, out, secure my 30% profit, 35% profit. No, I won't trade my whole account. I'll buy 2, 3, 4 options, being for $300, get 30, 40% out of that, make $120. I'll be closer to my goal for next Friday. Remember, next Friday, I want to be at 11.25. I'm already at $930, $200 away. 2 trades. I've got 6 trading days. So hopefully here's the secret. Don't overtrade. Whoever you are watching this, you like what you see, give me a thumbs up, make a comment, but don't overtrade your account. Do yourself justice, take time, do your accurate planning. Hey, Tammy, what do I think of Palantir? I made a video, a lesson video, and I spoke about Palantir potentially dropping down to $15.41 if it's a tough market. Where did Palantir go? I think I was within 6 cents of that one. $15.41. I nailed it. Exactly. Holy shit. Okay, the point is, started to reverse yesterday, still outflow. You got to wait for the outflow to stop. I don't know what the bottom is. Let's remember Palantir was at $9 before it rode up to $19.88 or $20. All right, Plug, still falling or found support. Plug just had earnings. So again, if the market gets beaten up, and you'll see the SPY at 438 next week, okay? I'm just giving you a hypothetical. If the SPY's at 438 next week, Plug will go even further down. You'll see Plug at $8.15, something like that. So I went by the calls and Plug. Again, DF, you know what I'm doing? You want to find something a few weeks out? Find a stock that has support or demand, or find something that they want to sell. Let's remember Upstart. We saw those Upstart puts. Upstart was $61. Upstart puts came in I said they were crazy expensive. Then Upstart dropped to $54, then $44, and then even like $33. So again, the flows and algos were telling you Upstart was going down. The flows and algos aren't telling you that Plug is going up. Not yet. So please wait. Tammy, you're more than welcome. Please thumbs up. Everybody, please join me on Monday. I'm headed over to Discord right now. Again, I'm going to do a little more analysis of the SPY today to come up with exactly what I'm looking for. And yeah, fair points, because there's no reason for you to get in today, go out 3 weeks, and you waste a full week just going up and down. Let's just say you're break even on the stock. You're losing 1 week of IV. You're probably going out of the money. If you're buying a $5 call, then you're in the money. If the stock stays the same, then you're not too affected. But if you're like, let me go a $9 call and the stock stays at $8, let's hypothetically say, you're getting crushed because the IV is all you have to make your option worth anything. All right, again, head into Discord. Everybody's welcome to join me. You can find it at the bottom of the screen, soc-platform.com. We have free trading rooms. If you want to see my updates during the day or trader chat, not the public one, if you want the institutional feeds, then you need to pay. I'm sorry, I don't do this. We just cover our costs as far as that is. I'm here to teach you all to be better traders, and hopefully you are. See you all on Monday. Have a solid